Hello lovely ladies, coming to you with a little video today from the new 5-star hotel in Ostuni. Wanted to show you the pool before I start with my subject today. There's roses on the bottom of the pool. So this is a very nice space at the new hotel, and I'll just show you around and then we'll talk about, because I have a message for those of you that really feel like you can't get to your creative ideas, whether that's writing or painting or cooking or relaxing. For those of you that feel that you just never have space for that because you're always trying to bring money in, that's what I want to talk about today. So as I show you the new hotel, I have permission from the owners to show you around a little bit outside. So it's quite telling that I'm about to speak about the subject of spaciousness when there's such a lovely space here that I'm in. So let's go over here for a moment. We can talk over here. I think we have lots of lizards running around. Such a nice garden space. Anyway, I'm going to go into the shade for our video. Such lovely little trees. So here we go. I'm going to sit down. So just been invited here for a lovely lunch today, and was speaking with the owners of the hotel, and it was very nice, very impressed. Lovely space, very nice space. But what I want to talk about today is when you don't feel you have space in your life because you're always having to bring money in. And I want to thank my clients for bringing this up, because I truly forgot. That's how I used to live in the first number of years in my business. I remember never really having any space for anything else, because I was just always having to think about bringing money in, getting clients, and there was no mental bandwidth. There was no space for anything else. And I was thinking about how that changed for me, and I want to share that with you today as best I can. But what I really see around this, for those of you that feel you don't have space and you're always having to work on bringing money in and you're always having to be focused over there, what I want to bring forward today is that that is a mind that is really, really full. Now bear with me, I know that sounds too simple, and you might want to argue, but Grace, I've got bills to pay. But Grace, you don't understand, I'm the chief breadwinner in the family. Well, that I'm not taking away from that, but what I really saw about lacking space in my life when it came to creative pursuits and what I really wanted to do, I really saw that my mental bandwidth was very low for anything else, because I was totally on the treadmill of I need to, I have to, I must work on the business. And unfortunately, I was also receiving training from the outside world that also suggested that was where my attention and my mind should be. So as you can imagine, that didn't make for a graceful experience of life, ladies. That made for an experience of my business that was rather forceful. It made for an experience where I was always feeling urgent and I couldn't relax, and there was never enough time, never enough money. And when I look back now, I just innocently was caught in the cycle of having to produce instead of relaxing into being able to create. What really changed for me was getting a quieter mind. Again, you're going to say, Grace, that's too simple. It's the most healing force there is, as far as I can see. If you get a quieter mind, free of the noise of needing to always be on and always be busy and always be producing, always be making money, if you get a quieter mind, I can promise you the money takes care of itself. And I saw this and I still see it to this day. That the less I am focusing on what should I think up to make money, and the more I'm just in my life living, the more something lands in me that takes me in the direction of new income. You can think up lots of offers, you can think up lots of money making ways, you can think up lots of busy stuff to do. But what I have seen is that thinking up doesn't yield the same results, and it feels effortful, compared to letting something land. Now, how do we let something land? Well, we get spaciousness in our busy mind. We stop living our day totally focused on, trying to get money in. Showing you around the hotel again. We get spaciousness from all the noise that keeps telling us, here we are, from all the noise that keeps telling us that we need to be urgent and be producing. And I really want to speak with compassion today. I'm not speaking from some place of arrogance here, ladies. I know what it's like. Me too. I experienced all of that pushing. And as my mind got a bit quieter and free from the noise, and in some cases that happened when I just got so bloody exhausted, I gave up. And in other times it happened more gently. But when I got free of that noise, I just let myself be in my life, living life, and ideas would come. Many of those ideas that came yielded a financial result. I would get ideas, everything from call this person, follow up with that person, what about offering that person this opportunity? And in many cases, I had spaciousness mentally. So I had energy to serve, I had energy to implement ideas, I had energy to show up for people. And I really learned that it was more about being and living from that place than it was about sitting behind a computer for 6 or 8 hours a day thinking up money making things, or scrolling social media, or wondering what program you should come up with next. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this is reassuring, especially to those of you that just feel you have to always be on and you don't have any time for what you truly love to do. Like, all I wanted to do back then was I wanted to rest, I wanted to write, and I wanted to explore fashion and style. And I really knew that something had shifted for me around my insecure thoughts about business and money when I started spending my days engaging my creative pursuits instead of spending my days behind my computer thinking up the next thing for income. So I'm a great believer in you following your creative pursuits. If you could do 3 things to help you move from always trying to bring money in to actually gracefully receiving it, I would suggest these 3 things. I would suggest, number 1, that you do whatever you need to do to generate a quieter mind. Many of you have the opportunity to listen to my YouTube videos. Many of my clients receive coaching as a means to quietening down the insecure thoughts. and accessing wisdom. And many of my clients report just getting that quietness by coming back to the now. So whatever way you need to do that, do it. It's a lifesaver. It's a business saver. The second thing that I would suggest is the writing, the painting, the cooking, anything ending in ing, go and enjoy it. Stop putting it off. Grab 10 minutes and do it. Implement that creative spark. Anything that is exciting you or generating a spark in you, allow yourself to pursue it now, not later. And the third thing I would suggest, the final thing I would suggest is, I would suggest that you really give yourself permission, like an energetic permission. Like I gave myself permission to experiment. I experimented with how could I receive money without working at it to bring it in. And in some cases that meant I had to totally let go of absolute security and all of what I knew worked. And I experimented with what might happen. So I kind of leaned back and I started to see the opportunities that would show up when I was in a space of being, what life would invite me to. And I also started to see that it wasn't really on me to bring it in, that there was this incredible intelligence, the same intelligence running through your system right now, running through your body, beating your heart, that this divine intelligence, if we let it, is there to come in and support us in the form of wonderful divine ideas that are easy, or in the form of life saying, hey, try this, or come do this with me, or can I work with you, or do you have anything for me? So those are my 3 recommendations, live here from Paragon Hotel. I really hope that you got something from this video. Please let me know what you're hearing. Please ask me questions, because I understand that it's not always clear and I'm speaking from what I see. So if you have a question on this subject, please let me know. I'd be really happy to answer for you. So lots and lots of love from the new hotel in Ostuni.